Let's be real. Getting tested for STIs shouldn't be awkward, confusing, or a hassle. That's why TBD Health is redefining sexual healthcare with judgment-free, convenient, and reliable STI testing, whether at home or in their Denver clinic. TBD Health was founded to make sexual wellness easy and empowering. Their at-home STD tests use the same top-tier labs as hospitals and doctors' offices, so you get accurate results without ever stepping into a waiting room. Need in-person care? Their Denver clinic offers same-day STI testing, birth control, ED treatment, and more, all with no insurance required. And the best part? Their clinicians actually get it. They're trauma-aware, sensitivity-trained, and fully inclusive. So no matter your identity, experience, or last night adventures, you'll be met with support, not stigma. Take control of your sexual health today. Visit tbdhealth.co to book a same-day appointment and order an at-home test. Hello and welcome back to Pillow Talk, your favorite intimate drag podcast where we talk about all those things, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, but instead of rock and roll, it's more like a top 40s pop. Maybe a little Sabrina, maybe a little Ariana Grande if we're feeling crazy. We are so excited for another amazing episode. All of your episodes here at Pillow Talk are brought to you by Denver Element, a program of Mile High Behavioral Healthcare that has been serving our queer community in Colorado for over 15 years. Yeah. Over 15, doing things like HIV care, prevention, treatment, case management, social groups, all those types of things for our queer community. So check out denverelement.org. They are our title sponsor, and we are so grateful for them. You can also follow us here on our Pillow Talk journey on all of your favorite platforms, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, at Pillow Talk Dr. Z. That's Pillow Talk DRZ. And so that you can stay tuned in, click that bell for notifications, whatever you got to do to make it work. So pour your nightcap, get into your PJs, and get ready for some Pillow Talk with me, Dr. Zackarina, and our beautiful, wonderful guest, Raquelle C. Schelle.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for having me.
Oh, thank you for being here, B.
Oh my goodness. I'm
Sister.
A little blonde bang moment.
We didn't even coordinate. We just are naturally always like together. We see each other.
We see each other.
Literally. Let me introduce y'all to Raquelle C. Schelle if you don't already know her. Raquelle C. Schelle is a local Denver drag queen. We love our local queens. She's been doing drag for 3 years now.
Yes, 3 years now.
Anniversary back in January.
End of January. January 31st is when Miss Raquelle C. Schelle was born.
If only there were an abortion. We're pro-choice here, by the way. Pro-choice of Raquelle quitting drag. No, Raquelle C. Schelle is my drag sister. She is one of the best queens in all of Denver and Colorado. I'm going to just say it. She is a girl who is very conceptual, but she always has a fashion twist.
Conceptual.
What?
Conceptual.
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 Girl.
You said concept.
Drag starts at conception.
Yeah.
She is conceptual with a fashionable twist. Clock that she has made her outfit today.
Oh.
If it's on her body, there's a very high chance that she's made it. She loves to come up with ideas and themes that aren't always thought of and mix them together through her fashion references, through decades references. So she'll give you 80s, she'll give you 70s, she'll give you 2000s. She can flip, she can twist, she can buck, she can do the things that I will never do and will never try to do, while truly embodying the song or the moment. She was a Denver Drag Olympics finalist last year. She was one of the freshest faces of Colorado.
Sure was.
2 years ago, something like that.
I won my first year. That was back in 2023.
2023.
Yeah, that was the year that I ran for, and she won. Freshest
And
Face.
she won. So let's give it up for Raquelle C. Schelle.
That's me.
The studio audience is going crazy.
Oh my God, they can't control themselves right now.
Raquelle, thank you for being on the pod.
Thank you for having me. I've been looking forward to this all day.
Long-time listener, first-time caller.
Yes.
We're excited to have you. Here at Pillow Talk, we always like to start our show off with a pillow confession. So something that's a story. Maybe it's an embarrassing story, a silly story. Maybe it's something that helped like your coming of age. Anything that you want to share so that not only I, but all of our viewers and listeners can learn a little bit more about you.
Okay. I'm going to tell a story about like one of my first experiences like out in the club scene here in Denver. When I was younger, I was very sheltered from the Denver scene. My parents didn't want me out there. I would like always go to like the Rockies games, and when I was younger, it'd be so scary because there would be so many people going around, and people are just like screaming and honking. It felt like very New York when you were younger. Right.
And you've always lived in Denver.
Yes, born
Colorado.
and raised here. I was born and raised in Aurora, and then migrated out here to Denver once I turned 22.
You love.
Yeah.
Love.
But so this was back in December of 2021. It was one of the first times going out to the clubs with my friend. I was going out with one of my friend James at the time. And I hadn't like really been used to like getting hit on or like talking to guys at the club or anything like that. And it happened to be at Triangle. Do you remember Triangle?
Oh, R.I.P.
R.I.P. Triangle.
Gone and forgotten. No, not forgotten.
Not forgotten, but sadly gone. But it was one of our first times going to Triangle Bar, and I didn't realize that was like more of like a daddy otter bar at the time. You didn't know that?
You said 2021?
Yeah.
I wasn't here then. So
okay, yeah.
The first and last time that I ever went was like 2023.
Yeah.
Before it shut down.
When I had first gone, it was a lot more of like a daddy otter bar. And then as like drag started to be implemented into there, that's like when a lot of like all the twinks and stuff. And they started beer bust and blah, blah, blah.
Got you.
But so I walk in with my friend James, and we're kind of just like hanging out or whatever. It wasn't very busy because it was at the beginning of the night. And I see this like really cute guy at the bar. It's kind of dark though, and he's far away. And I'm like, James, I'm like, oh my God, he is so hot. He's so beautiful. And I had just gotten out of my longest relationship about like a year ago. So I was ready to like get some action, right?
Yeah, on the hunt.
Yeah. And so James is like, go talk to them, like go talk to him, like blah blah blah. I'm like, girl, you're crazy. You're so crazy, girl.
So silly.
So silly. Couldn't be me. No, you know. And at one point, I'm like, all right, James, like I'm gonna go to the bathroom. Like I'll like hold on, I'll like catch up with you in a sec. So I go to the bathroom, go pee, like fix my hair, like all the gay shit, you know, touch up my powder.
She does her high pony in the bathroom.
Yeah, I'm doing my Ariana Grande, like 2021.
Putting her clip-on bangs back on after the trip to the urinal.
Yeah, exactly. But then I go back to like the table that me and James were sitting at before I had left to go to the bathroom. He's not there. He's missing.
For shop.
I know. I'm like, oh, fuck. He is over at the bar talking to one of the girls that was with that guy. And I was like, fuck. And I'm like, James. And he's like, come here. I was trying to get him to come to me because I was nervous.
Yeah.
And so I was like, fuck. So I go over there and I'm talking with the girlfriends, and she starts telling me about how she's like from Brazil and she's just out here visiting.
Come to Brazil.
And she speaks like pretty good English. There was a couple words that like where she was like talking, and I was like, oh, like where are you from? Right. There was like a language barrier. And that's how we started talking about Brazil. But then the really hot guy comes over. He starts walking by or whatever. And he just like comes straight up to me, grabs my face.
Stop it.
And starts making out with me. And I like, obviously I'm making out with him too, because he was very, very hot.
Whoa.
He was very sexy. But like we're kissing, and I turn around and James is like filming and like,
hey,
like, so apparently he had gone over to the guy when I was in the bathroom and was like hyping me up and be like, oh, my friend likes you and everything like that and blah, blah, blah.
OMG.
And so throughout the night, like I'm just like making out with this guy. Like he's like dancing with me. He's holding on to me and everything like that.
Holding on for dear life.
Yeah. But you know how I said that the one girl was from Brazil and only spoke like a little bit of English and everything like that? This man did not speak a lick of English.
Love.
So not only was like I making out with this guy that I was like talking through like Google Text like the entire night, but also I was thinking about it. I was like, that means my friend would have had to go over to him and also tell him in Google Translate, hi, my friend is interested in you. Do you want to like make out with him?
Stop. And then also the question of like, did Google Translate it weird?
Yeah.
Was it like, my friend wants to sleep with you? You know, like, was it like, it turned like, oh my God.
And so that was my thought of like, just throughout the night, I was like, I'm communicating with this guy through Google Translate he's been like, you're so beautiful. And like I'm enjoying dancing with you and everything like that and blah, blah, blah. And so, like, it was a great, fun night, and we're just, like, dancing and everything. At one point, me and James left to go to Charlie's. I was like, come to Charlie's. And I did it in Google Translate. Come to Charlie's. I did a Google Translate of, like, come to Charlie's.
Oh, love in a hopeless place. Using Google Translate to go to Charlie's.
Yes, because it was like towards the end of the night. It was like 12:30, you know, and we wanted to go.
And that's when you
else.
go to Charlie's.
Yeah, so that's when you go to Charlie's. Go to Charlie's. Did not see him. I was so sad. But you know what happened 2 days later?
Oh God, I'm scared.
I received COVID for the first time.
Oh.
And that's how.
And you think they were
I was
connected?
making out with that man all night.
you also then went to Charlie's.
Okay, but Charlie's, we stayed there for like 30 minutes. After he didn't show up, after my lover didn't show up, I was like, all right, because I was also drunk.
Yeah.
And so I was like, where is he? He doesn't love me, you know?
Yeah.
Like, girl, I was in love with this man that I didn't speak, that I couldn't communicate with.
That's really hot though.
It was so hot. Oh, and then I also found out that he was like 47 and I was 21 at the time.
Hot.
So it was just reveal upon reveal upon reveal.
And did you ever never
he
see
followed me
again?
on Instagram though.
Oh.
Yeah.
Girl, you didn't exist. Did she?
Raquelle didn't.
Yeah.
Raquelle. Well, it's funny because I got sick. This was like towards like the end of December, and I had my first gig like a month, like that month.
Oh
later.
yeah.
Because that was 2021 December is when I was making out with the Brazilian man, and then a month later that was when Miss Raquelle C was born.
Whoa. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
And you might have gotten COVID from a Brazilian man.
I think like. I was like with him the whole night.
Yeah.
Like we were kind of separated from everyone else. So it's a possibility that I could have gotten COVID from just being out on the scene or whatever. But when this man is shoving his tongue down my throat the entire night, like I can't help but think it's this man.
Just maybe.
Maybe.
Wow. Oh my God, that's so fun.
Yeah.
Was that like your first make out in the club?
Was it? Pretty much. Like I remember my first time going to the club was my 21st birthday when I turned 21. And some guy like started dancing with me and kissing with me a little bit, but yeah, it was Pride. Yeah, I was born in June.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh my God. So you had a Pride 21st.
Well, I showed up and it was at Trax Denver. It was like my first like
shout out.
I know
Love
Trax
Trax.
Denver, love Trax.
Friend of the pod.
And it was my first time going to a gay bar, and it was at Trax.
Fun.
And everyone, obviously, it was during Pride, and so everyone was showing up in like jock straps and like thongs.
Oh,
and I was
my
like,
God.
"Is this allowed?"
You're like,
Well, I grew up in like a very like conservative household, and so I was like, "What is going on?" And I didn't have like a lot of experience with Denver either, so it was like kind of a culture shock to me, honestly.
You're like, Denver's so crazy.
No,
but truly though, I mean, compared to Aurora,
it felt like yeah, exactly. It felt like I was like in an episode of Euphoria or whatever.
oh my gosh, yeah, that's a fun. I love that. I am gonna piggyback off of your pillow confession with a pillow confession for me, which is the story of the first time I made out in a club, which was back in
When
Raleigh.
did we meet again?
I was the Brazilian. I'm the 47-year-old Brazilian man.
I clocked you as being 47 and Brazilian.
And Brazilian, I get it a lot. It's in the shoulders. My beautifully tanned skin that screams that I am close to the sun. I haven't seen the sun in a really long time. I was in.
You haven't seen your son in a very long time?
Because I'm 47. I was in Raleigh, North Carolina. Shout out Legends. That was our like Trax equivalent. Legends Raleigh, friend of the pod. And it was Halloween.
Okay.
And I did the gay and college thing because I was maybe 20, 21.
Okay.
And I was like, I'm gonna look so hot and do a shirtless outfit. I was a Greek god gladiator kind of thing. Like it was Spirit Halloween. It was a piece of fabric draped across my body, basically.
So your Divas Awards?
My Divas Awards gown as well. It's actually, I'm a queen that references myself. And the reference, in case you're wondering, if you check out my Instagram, there is a picture of me and the Divas. I look stunning.
Yeah, you look great.
I have a piece of fabric wrapped around me and I'm wearing a brass like chest plate. And that was it. But clock it, the fabric was hemmed. That's all I did though. I'm at the club. It's Legends. I'm out on the dance floor. It's hot. It's sweaty. Troy Bolton comes up to me.
Like a guy dressed up as Troy Bolton?
Because it's Halloween. So Troy Bolton.
That's so funny.
He approaches me on the dance floor and we're dancing. And I am not an outgoing person in a club. I do not like go for somebody. I do not like put myself out there. I get hit on, and even then half the time I like ignore the passes because I'm just like, ah. So but I was like feeling it enough. It was Halloween. I was feeling my oats, feeling my fantasy. And he pulls himself closer into me. We're dancing on each other. We're grinding. Things are bumping. And I'm like, whoa, this is...
Bumping that.
Charlie XCX actually modeled that entire album off of me, Halloween.
You had a Raven Simone episode where you're like, and it's like, bumping that.
And that, and then I come back into it, and I'm like, little did I know the brat is going to happen here. Floor reeks of poppers. One of my friends, he would love to just open up poppers on the dance floor, and it would like just hit everybody. And the guy starts making out with me. It's really hot. Troy Bolton. He was super hot. But then he would be dancing on me, and he would like go up and down my body, and I was like, okay, fierce, like making me feel
like
good.
The pole at a strip club kind of thing.
Basically, I'm like, are you doing this for support? Are you doing this because it's hot? And then he goes for because I also, even though I was wearing a piece of fabric, I'm not a whore, so I did have shorts on underneath. Just like basketball shorts. They matched. It was like red, so they matched the color. And it wasn't like, it was just like a little bit of like, so that if the wind blows, I don't Maryland flash everybody in Raleigh. But he goes down and grabs my pants and starts to pull them down. And I was like, nope. I like
he was trying to go down on you at the club?
And on the dance floor, I'm like hanging with like my gay besties. They're all looking at me terrified. I'm looking at them terrified. Like, I don't know what to do. It's hot. Not for this setting, not for like a Halloween 18 plus whatever type of bar.
Girl, you save that for Yes Please or Playhouse.
It is not a Halloween Legends Raleigh situation.
Oh my God.
So I kept, and I like pulled him back up, and I was like, ha ha ha, no. And then he does it, he tries to do it like 2 more times throughout the night. But I was like, okay, I will hook up with you in the privacy of a bedroom. So we exchanged numbers, and then we never hook up.
Wah wah.
Yeah, wah wah. But he was a 3rd-year medical student at Duke. And I was like, girl, give me that money. But
so he was rich and hot?
Rich and hot, open relationship.
Oh, so he is the worst kind of person.
It was just like, if you're in an open relationship, period, do you live your life. I'm not looking for somebody in an open relationship. I have hooked up with a couple before where they both swore that they were in an open relationship, and then I was pretty sure afterwards that they were not.
It gets messy.
It gets messy sometimes.
I recently moved, and there's a gay couple that lives like somewhat like above me or whatever, and they had been fighting, like screaming, fighting at each other, like, I can't believe you did this, and you think that's okay? And I think it's because they're in an open relationship, and one of them is not following the rules.
Messy.
Yeah, it's like right before, it's like late at night too, and I have like my day job in the morning that I have to be up early for.
Yeah.
And so part of me is like, shut up, I'm trying to sleep. But then the other half of me is like, should I go make a bag of popcorn?
Girl, you're getting nosy as you're listening.
Well, the walls in this apartment are thin, and so when they're screaming at each other and it's drama. Of course I'm gonna be sitting there like, wait, what's going on?
You're like, I want to actually know more about this in this situation. I love being messy. I love knowing drama.
And it's one thing if it's like a straight couple, like yeah, they all fight. But when it's gay couples,
gays are crazy. Gays are crazy. Good for bad, for evil. Hell hath no fury like a twink scorned.
Oh my God.
Like, that is the truth. Is you do not want to be in the line of fire from an angry twink.
Demon twink.
It's the head spins around on your head 4 times.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's because they always get their way.
Yeah. The twinks always win. So I want to play a game with you.
I love games.
As we're hanging out together. Raquelle C. Schelle is a very famous Sabrina Carpenter impersonator here in Denver. Oh. She's the only one, so she's famous for it.
Thank you.
Her Sabrina Carpenter is actually very good. She knows the choreo. She does it very cunty.
Thank you.
So we're gonna play a game called Have You Ever Tried This One?
You're so cunty for that.
Thank you. I knew that she would like it. That's how you. When you know your sister, you know.
She knows.
So I'm going to say the name of a sex position, and you're going to tell me what you think, how it goes.
Like show you or just like describe it?
Describe it. Yeah, we're not going to, we're both corseted right now.
Yes.
In a brand of corset that all of our sisters wear.
Hey.
Ethan Cross Wasp, shout out.
Thanks, Pookie.
Baby, once you're sat, you're sat.
Girl.
Like, it's she's tight.
The cinch is cinching.
Yeah, so we will be talking through it. But then I do have pictures for afterwards so that we can see. And then we're going to play some other versions of it too.
I love this.
But the first one that we're going to try to describe, and I forgot what all these were, so I will play with you. The first one is called Crazy Train.
Crazy Train.
What do you think the sex position crazy? Because we know our classics. We know missionary. We know our doggy. I don't know which way's reverse for cowgirl, if you're supposed to face or not face, and then which one's reverse.
I think reverse cowgirlism facing away from them.
I
right?
get that makes sense. Can I say something I hate?
Yeah.
When people say cowboy, bitch, cowgirl.
Oh, like the gays.
Yeah, I'm like, you're a girl.
What are your thoughts on like when gay guys are having sex and they're like instead of saying like their hole, they want to call it like pussy or a bussy? Like, do you get into either one of those?
They're not for me. I can deal with a good amount from somebody of like, I will let somebody say the things that they want to say. When somebody calls a butthole a pussy, I'm like, first off, disrespectful towards women because a pussy is beautiful, amazing, and a butthole is stinky. And also, I'm just like, I hate it. I hate, like, there's a guy one time that was like, your pussy's mine. And I was like, okay, I'll allow it. But then he referred to my penis as a clit. And I was like, I don't think I like that one.
No.
He was like, yeah, your clit, and then add on to it and be like, your boy clit. And I was like, that makes me less comfortable.
I hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I just like see, but because then people like say like the pussy or whatever, but then I'm like, bussy isn't better either.
Bussy's worse.
Yeah.
It feels like somebody's trying to bring Twitter memes into the bedroom.
Yeah.
I'm like, call it a pussy or call it like asshole, whatever, but not bussy.
No.
Not like, oh, your nachos are so reheated right now. Like, that's what it feels like.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Your nachos are when it comes to sex, your nachos.
You're really reheating your nachos right now as I'm giving someone head.
That's crazy.
Yeah. But
speaking of Crazy Train.
Crazy Train, what do you think that sex position is?
Crazy Train. Isn't like when you rent a train on someone when it's just like multiple people?
That's a train. So all of these sex positions are specifically between two people.
Oh, okay.
And they're all, I think I picked all penetrative.
Okay. Crazy Train. Is it like, I'm assuming that maybe like the vagina or like the hole is like the tunnel or whatever. And then
Love.
My mind goes to like Looney Tunes.
I was just thinking that. Like, when you said the tunnel, I was like, is there like Looney Tunes is printed on it?
Like when I started thinking about it, I'm like, oh, so they paint on the tunnel.
Yeah.
and then
the Roadrunner slams into it.
Oh, the Wile E. Coyote.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know. So I'm guessing it has to do something with the tunnel of the whatever orifice or like hole you're sticking your dick or like toy into.
Yeah.
What would be a train? And you go choo choo? I don't know.
Yeah, I think for me, when I think Crazy Train, I also think like train. I'm thinking more of like a classic doggy type situation. So I'm like wondering if it's a variant of a doggy. I also imagine Looney Tunes. I think if you're doing a position called Crazy Train, you have to be either listening to Crazy Train by Ozzy Osbourne.
Going up the way. That's where my brain went to too.
Or you have to be going choo choo the entire time.
Yeah, like they're wearing a conductor's hat.
Yeah. Role play, but as a train conductor.
Who's been a bad little train. You're the little train that could, baby.
You're having sex and it's like, oh yeah. I'm gonna stop myself there.
No, what were you gonna say?
I was gonna do like a trolley problem joke, and then I was like, I don't know how I'm gonna get to that.
Okay, yeah. Let's get that.
So Crazy Train is okay. We're not too far off. The way for viewers at home that are listening, if you're not listening, if you're only listening, you're only getting half the story because we have pictures.
And we look beautiful today.
We look stunning, and you can watch it on Spotify. You can watch it on YouTube, everywhere. So Crazy Train, how they've got it is they're on the top of the sofa, on the like backrest of the sofa. Can't be comfy. Immediately, I'm like, that I don't like. And then it's basically she's kind of like holding onto, it's also very cis het normative of it's like a girl and a boy, but it's got this diva straddling it, but like chest down on it, and then he's straddling the back of the couch in a doggy moment.
Kinda, yeah. Yeah, because it's almost giving like where like she's like over the bed or whatever, and he's standing, but they're just on a couch instead.
Yeah. So it's so then I'm like, are you supposed that rug burn? Like couches can't be comfy sometimes. So I'm like, yeah.
No.
Everything there doesn't seem the funnest. Would you do this?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. Are you a sex out of the bedroom person?
Yeah.
I've never had a partner that has wanted to have sex out of the bedroom.
Really?
And so couldn't tell you if I'm that kind of person or not. I mean, bathroom, but like that's...
I had a partner in college. She was my first major boyfriend. And as we were dating and everything, and we were just like getting to know each other, like I think he had like a public kink because he wanted to have... Because there was one time we had like... had oral sex when we were leaving the Denver Zoo after the lights or whatever. What are they called? The Christmas lights.
The like most romantic date you can do at the Denver Zoo.
We were leaving, yeah. And so, but he like gave me like roadhead as we were like leaving that set.
Oh, you were already in the car though.
Yeah. Sorry,
I thought she's outside the giraffes exhibit.
Yeah,
giving head.
No,
slanging neck next to the rhinoceros.
Yeah, no. He gave me roadhead like when we were leaving, and like he really liked that sense after that, and so he would always be like, "Let's go into the college bathroom or like the public college bathroom." I was like, "Why do you want to have sex in the public college bathroom?"
Interesting.
Because like I think that's fun, but like, I also am like sanitary, like
right. It's the like I am. When people are like, "Oh, let's fuck in a car," it's like, sure, that sounds great in theory, but also I kind of want to enjoy it.
Well, also I'm like. Especially like when you're in high school and you're hooking up with people in your car, you have to because you can't be in your parents' house, especially if you're not out yet. But like once you have the luxury of having a bed, I've had partners with like, let's hook up in a car. I'm like, girl, no.
Literally.
You have a bed. I have a bed. Why are we going to hook up in a confined space?
Fully agree. I'm like, girl, I'm not 16 anymore.
No, like no. Car is like, all right, this is last resort. Yeah. We got to. You're horny. You haven't jerked off in like 6 days, and you're ready.
We got to do this now. I think roadhead is cute. I think it's hot. I one time was driving by somebody and they were giving roadhead, or like not the driver. The driver was their head down, just hand behind the wheel.
She's driving, and the guy is just
going ham. And so that was kind of crazy, but I was like, honestly, fierce. I was like, that's hot as hell. I love and appreciate that.
Yeah.
Here's our next. Have you ever tried this one? The Dream.
The Dream.
The Dream.
The Dream. I wonder, is it like... I don't know. The Dream. My mind first goes to like someone sitting on someone else's face.
Yeah, I can get that too. I immediately thought like sitting, like kind of a worshiping-y vibe, like something that's very like one person is like very comfortable and the other's kind of like serving them.
Like doing all the work?
Yeah.
Okay, I could see that. I think of, again, like kind of, maybe like eyes are closed or something like that. I thought of like someone sitting or eating someone's face or eating someone's ass or poussoir,
yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Are you ready to find out?
Yeah. These are going to be hard because they don't give you any like context either.
I know. It's just like, what do you think? Okay, wait. Oh, she's stuck in another place. Oh, the Dream. Oh, guys. Okay, we were really far off. So it is for our viewers at home, and then for me and Raquel, it's basically someone's on a chair. It's very Titanic.
That's what I was going to say. I was like, I wouldn't name it Dream. I would name it like the Jack and the Rose or like the Titanic.
Yeah, because it's very much like she, bottom, person being penetrated, is holding on to the chair, kneeling on it, and the other person is behind them, fucking them, but they're both looking forward. It literally looks like the Titanic scene.
She needs her arms out.
Yeah, that's the only thing missing. Honestly, kind of would be cute.
Kind of fierce.
I feel like this is like a move. It's basically the exact same as just like standing up in front of something.
Yeah. Like, they said, let's do it on all the pieces of furniture, and they went from the crazy train to the Dream.
Literally, they're just moving around their kitchen and living room.
Oh, brother.
Would you do this one?
I would do that one. That one seems a little bit more like comfortable, and I feel like at that angle, like you could really go to town.
And also too, I bet there's some benefits for like height difference people.
Yeah.
Like if you want to have sex standing up, but like one person's too short.
Well, that would be really good too for all the 6'5" bottoms and then the 5'5" tops.
Girl, and should we talk about that?
Yeah.
Why? I am old fashioned. I believe in gender roles. I believe if you're the bottom, you're the girl.
In gender roles.
I believe if you're the bottom, you're the girl. And when there's tall, beefy bottoms, I love it. Shout out, live your best life. It's hot. There's a person for you. That person is not me. I am like the 6'5" bottoms. Grow up.
Well, they already did, baby.
Actually, though, I'm just like, I don't know. I'm like, you're too tall to be doing that shit.
I think it's like, have you ever been like, did you have dogs growing up?
Yes.
I think of it as like, you see this like mentality with like dogs too, of like these big like German Shepherds and Labradors and everything like that. They always just like want to be on your lap. They think they're the itty bitty babies. They want to be taken care of. They are like, mommy. They want to be taken care of, right? Meanwhile, the fucking Chihuahuas, the little babies, are all feisty and think they own the place.
Yeah.
And I think that translates to gay people too.
I agree with that. I think it's hot. I love the 6'4" bottoms out there. You guys are all really hot. I love a height difference.
I do too.
I think it is very hot because in the bed, everyone's the same height when you're laying down.
Yeah.
Ooh. I dated one guy was like 6'2" or 3 or something. And that was fun-ish. And then another guy was like 5'11".
So then you typically go for taller guys then?
Yeah.
Okay.
On paper. But I am somebody who has a very interesting type. Raquelle and I will never have to share a man. She likes a pretty boy twink. I like an ugly man.
She loves like a man that has like shaven head, like not the most symmetrical looking face. Like
I like him a little ugly.
You like him a little roughed up, girl.
Yeah, there was I know. Are you thinking about?
Yes,
there was.
I always go to. I always think about.
There was a man named up in the mountains one time that I never hooked up with, but he. This is crazy to say out loud. He was like, I want to see you change. He was like, because I'm so intrigued. But then he was like, God, you're just so hot. And I was like, I don't know what to do with all this, but I'm here for it. And when I sent the photo to the group chat and said, y'all, he's so hot, I did have to lead with a hear me out. I feel like that's half of my messages to the group chat is like, either it's the most conventionally attractive man possible that Raquelle and I send each other pictures of, or it's an insane hear me out that I'm sending.
Yeah. It's like, I'm trying to think. You sent one the other day too, or they have like, they're either like bald with a freshly shaven hair, or it's like long greasy hair.
Yeah.
If
you're ugly, hit me up.
Yeah. Hey.
I got you. We're going to do also, so I've got a couple of other ones.
Okay.
Have you ever tried this one? This time we're going to show the sex position and then we're going to name it.
Oh, I like that one a lot more. That's fun.
Okay. So here's the first one. So this is oral sex.
Okay.
I feel like I couldn't do this. You could.
It's like a back bend.
It's a back bend. For our listeners, for our viewers, you can look in. This is what she looks like. But for our listeners, we've got our man standing up doing nothing, shocker, and our woman, our bottom, our whoever that's giving the oral sex is doing a full 2 feet planted back bend, grabbing the hips as she goes into town. What do you think you would call this?
My first instinct is like, it's very Harley Quinn.
Ooh.
Because she's clearly suffering for this Joker's pleasure.
Girl. And you know he looks like the Joker too, probably.
Like, girl, she is just like brainwashed, being like, yeah, I'll fucking backbend. I'm gonna call this the Harley Quinn.
The Harley Quinn. Oh, it's giving very Tate McRae. Very
oh my god,
sports car.
She just needs her leg up.
Literally, I don't know if viewers, listeners have seen the like Tate McRae. You lift the leg and then you flip it back and back bend.
Did you ever do that, by the way?
I did a little. I tweeted. I was like, should I do this? Very quickly, my sisters were like, hey babe, no. So I tried it. Obviously,
oh my god. I
did the leg up part, crushed it in my opinion.
Okay.
As I switched to go back, I felt the momentum and I was like, actually, I called out halfway through.
Oh no.
Because I was like, I got scared. I was like, I will crack my neck and die in my apartment alone. So I wouldn't do this move necessarily. I think I would call it the Tate McRae. Maybe the sports car, the greedy, the like whatever Tate McRae song you like the most.
Okay.
I would not do this to somebody, nor I don't think I would like it done to me. I think I'd be like, okay, we get it.
Yeah, I feel like it'd be like, I wouldn't enjoy that knowing that the person's probably very uncomfortable.
There are, I think I equate this type of stuff with the bottoms or people that
Girl,
get
they're doing this out in the Olympic Village before the fucking
Girl, that's how they're maintaining their stretches.
Yeah.
To be fucking an Olympian. Oh my God, I wish we were talented. I wish I could have been an Olympian. This reminds me of the bottoms that do a split when they're having sex.
Do you like that?
No, I don't. I'm like, girl, we don't need theatrics.
I think the actual act of it would be painful, but when I see it on like Twitter timeline, I'm like, that's hot. I think that's hot.
I respect it. That's where I put my phone down and I applaud. I'm like, you better work, Diva.
You hold like the nines.
I say she gets her 10s.
Yeah.
Okay, so the actual name of this one is Niagara Falls.
I can see that. Like she's like the waterfall. Okay, I can see that.
It's giving definitely Niagara Falls. It's definitely giving like
okay.
water movement. Make me sweat, make me wanna. Okay, which one do I want to do next? Okay, this one actually. And I do know that the name of this one because when I saw it, I was like, we have to do this one.
Okay.
So it is again on furniture. The penetrator, the top, is sitting on the table, hands back on the table, feet propped up on a chair. The bottom, standing on the chair, and then sitting on the man's lap as he's kind of upward towards the sky. She is gripping the back of the chair for support, and she is arched. That's the description of it. What do you think? What is this giving you?
This is giving me that motorcycle game at the arcade.
Stop. It is. She is fully, especially if you take the guy out of it, she is just serving on the motorcycle game.
It's like it could also just be a regular motorcycle, but I don't know why the arcade one's more fun. Like there needs to be a screen in front of her.
You're having sex to this while like
Mario Kart is like din, 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 din.
Wait, new sex game unlocked. It's instead of Beerio Kart, Sex-io Kart,
yeah,
Sex Kart,
sure. Sex Kart.
Sex Kart, and you're getting fucked while you have to do a lap. Or you have to do 3 laps.
Yeah, so we're going to call that like the arcade motorcycle. Does that game have a specific name?
No, because there's just so many genre brands of it, I feel like. So
yeah, so we'll settle. We'll call it like the motorcycle, right? But
I love that.
I love the idea of like her having a screen and just
fully, yeah. Because also the way it's the way that she's looking up.
Yeah,
it's what makes it motorcycle game because the screen's a little high and it's the feet both firmly planted.
Yeah,
I love that. That's a better name than what they called it. They called it the Titanic 2.
What?
I guess. Well, first off, I'm like, is there a Titanic 2?
The Titanic 1 should have been the Jack and Rose position that we were just talking about.
But this is technically called the Titanic 2.
I hate that.
I don't know. I didn't watch Titanic 1, so I wouldn't know Titanic 2. But at least I think the motorcycle, we'll call these people up and let them know that we have a better name.
Yeah, I
than
think
the
that's
motorcycle.
so funny.
Honestly, the way that your brain went straight to there, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that.
So fun, right?
Oh my gosh. Well, that's our have you ever tried this one?
Whoa.
So question for you, Raquelle.
Okay.
What's your favorite sex position? What's your favorite sex position?
My favorite sex position. I would say when I'm like topping, I really enjoy cowgirl style. Like I like being someone like riding me. When I'm
question for you. Do you make them do all the work or are you putting in work?
When I'm topping?
When they're riding you.
I do a little bit of the work. Like I like to have like my arms around them and kind of like be like doing the motions that I would prefer them to be going at. And like in terms of like
getting them back on track
or like angle, right?
Yeah.
And then recently got into bottoming, was always bottom. And when I do that, I really like being on my side.
Oh.
Yeah, I like to be on my side and have like one leg kind of like over the other, just to like give like the maximum amount of like accessibility like within that space.
Interesting.
And it feels good. Like I can relax, I can lay down. Like yeah, I just like that position.
Let me find my card. I actually I'm canonically verse, which is what I say when I'm lying, which I'm actually a verse bottom, which means I'm a bottom that doesn't douche. And so for me, the few times that I have done my due diligence of topping, I don't enjoy any of it.
Really?
I just really don't like. I get the pleasure of it, but the work, I don't like putting in work when I'm having sex.
Really? So
I like lying there.
Have they ever like rode you before?
I didn't enjoy it.
Whoa.
It's also just like a little like.
Can I ask you how many times you topped? Do you have a number?
More than one hand. More than a hand's worth.
Okay.
So enough to like.
Know that it's not for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll do it. Like I like to like support local queer artists. I like to support my queer community.
Oh my God.
And so I'll top every now and then. I contributed once to like a couple, like where there was like one bottom kind of thing. So like I've again supported the community, but when I'm bottoming, I love missionary. I'm a missionary girl. I like to make eye contact. I like to, and I said this before here on the pod, I like to get the person to say I love you. And that's a great opportunity. It is crazy, but it's so fun. Listeners at home, if you didn't do it after our episode with Calvin, do it now. Say I love you to the next person you hook up with. Or no, you don't say it. You make them say it.
Tell me you love me.
Tell me you love me.
Which is,
I don't really like being on my side though.
Really?
It's just
missionary. Like I feel like I can't have access to like be touching myself when that's going on, because I feel like they're like over top of me. And again, I've only bottomed like very few times, so maybe I haven't experienced it to like the full.
Well, and one of the biggest gags is that the Denver drag scene is actually an absurd number of tops that exist. It's weird. It's unnatural.
They're all tops.
I don't like it.
It's not even just like an unnatural. All of them are tops.
Everybody's a top, and I don't agree with that. Men should be men, women should be women. If you're a drag queen, you should get fucked in the ass. I just genuinely, I don't know. It's such a gag. I'm such a little girly girl.
Do you have a theory in like why like all like the drag queens are? And it's all, the crazy thing about it too, it's all the drag queens who are very like feminine and feel their pussy, and when they're in drag, like they feel like they are the epitome of a woman.
Yeah. I think the Denver drag scene, and this isn't a read, is lazy. I think that we all, and I'm including myself in this, we all will do the option that's a little bit less work, and sometimes I would argue topping is less work.
Are you talking about the actual action of it, or like having to prep?
Both. I think because it's important to see both in that context.
I think also maybe, and this is kind of like my epitome or like my realization that I had when I started like bottoming. I enjoy bottoming, but I like it when it's with someone that I really like or that I'm really comfortable with. Yeah. Meanwhile, maybe that's what it is. Maybe these like gay drag queens like also just want to have sex and kind of get it over with, and they don't trust anyone. Another fellow drag queen also shared that same feeling with me. Miss Gucci Blaze, shout out.
Friend of the pod.
But she kind of had that same epitome.
Yeah.
She's like, I enjoy what?
Epiphany
and Co.
Local queen, love her.
Queen. What was I saying?
She was having that epiphany of
no, but like epitome, that's crazy to me.
Yeah. I let it go the first.
Raquelle can't say words.
The running bit, but I love it. The epitome of Denver drag is that everybody's a top. I get that though. I was a person that was raised on hookup culture, i.e. I had my coming of age via hookups. So I was very comfortable for a very, very long time just hooking up with people.
Okay.
And like not feeling like, oh, I want this experience to be with somebody that like is gonna respect me more. I was just like, girl,
you were just like, let's get into it.
Let's destroy them. Like, let's go for it. But now after maturing, I do definitely like feel more of that way, because I'm also like, if I'm gonna put in work, you gotta be worth it.
Yeah, for sure. I guess I kind of had the opposite, like where I was like very picky choosy with who I was like dealing with in terms of like choosing partners and everything like that. I was a lot more conservative when it came to like my hookups, and like picky choosy with who I was like hooking up with, and all that kind of stuff. I really didn't have a lot of hookups when I was younger. It wasn't until, again, I didn't start having sex until I was 18.
Yeah. So then, and now a little bit later in your life, you're like a little bit more open to
a little bit, yeah. Like, I'm not like, obviously there was like all those fears and like those misleading things that people tell you, especially when you're a young gay boy. And so,
it's always so interesting. It's it's like when you want to do these things, I think sometimes it is the like, I want to like have sex with this person, I want to do it, and then other times you're like, no, I do want it to be with somebody that like I have more of that emotional relationship with, which I get. There is sometimes sex can be more fun doing that. Sometimes sex can be fun when it is like the anonymous, the hookup, the whatever.
For sure.
Because I've had plenty of hookups that have been better than when I was in a relationship, and it's just been that person.
Have you ever been a part of like those hookups where it's like door open and like you're like the person's just ready to go, or you're just ready to go, like ass up and on?
I've never personally, just because I am needy and so I need attention. Okay. So I want a little foreplay. I want somebody to put in effort, but it's like, I like to kiss. I like to be a little, but I think I'm a sniffies diva now, converted over the last year, and there's a lot of like ass up, door unlocked. I do appreciate a door unlocked just from like a not having to knock and do that awkward like, hey, come in.
It's kind of like business starts rolling as soon as it walks in. You don't have like the awkward like, hi, my name is so and so.
Yeah, or the ride up the elevator together, being like, so what were you doing earlier today? And it's like, I'm just trying to suck your dick and go.
Then like full like just start making out as soon as the door shuts in the apartment.
Yeah. So I think that's my MO on it, at least. But I have good news and bad news.
What's the good news and what's the bad news?
The good news is that we had so much fun with you here, Raquelle.
Oh my gosh, this was so much fun. Thank you again so much for having me.
We are sadly coming to the end of our episode. Everybody say,
oh no.
But we had such an amazing time. Raquelle, do you want to tell the kids where they can find you?
Sure. You can find me on Instagram at raquelle.c.schelle. Spelling is going to be somewhere in the link.
We'll tag it below.
It's one of my username is what they use in elementary school, spelling bees.
Girl, and not even the champions can get it.
But yeah, you can follow me at raquelle.c.schelle on Instagram and on TikTok. And you can follow me on Twitter at RaquCChelle.
Love. You can also find Raquelle all around Denver, Colorado, and even other cities, counties, performing, knucking, bucking, doing all the things, serving her high fashion looks. Again, she is one of the divas that you need to be on the lookout for. She is amazing. She's wonderful. And we're so excited and grateful to have you here with us. Thank you for coming, sister. You can also catch Raquelle on Queens of the Round Table.
I was like, when is this being released?
It'll be probably at some point.
Sometime.
And so Queens of the Round Table is our Dungeons and Dragons podcast that you can check out. Raquelle is on our first season, so if you want to see more of her along with other Denver local queens, check out Round Table Drag at all of your social medias. You can also stay up to date with Pillow Talk. We are online, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, you name it, we're there. We are Pillow Talk Dr. Z, Pillow Talk DRZ on all of those handles, and new episodes come out every single Tuesday, so mark your calendar. That's when they come out on Spotify, YouTube. You can watch them, you can listen to them, whatever floats your boat. We want to do a huge thank you and shout out to our title sponsor, Denver Element, for helping sponsor this podcast, making it a thing. Again, Denver Element has been serving our community for so long. They are really the it girl. They are that girl. So check them out if you need any resources, free STI testing, mental health support, community groups. They've got it all. Also, big thank you to Dude IDK Studio, our amazing friends who help produce and edit all of this so that it looks and sounds as amazing as it does. So thank you. Make sure you check them out if you have any podcasting needs or if you're looking for some fun comedy shows in the evening time. But other than that, on behalf of our entire crew here, our sponsors, and our beautiful cast with Raquelle C, Schelle, my name is Dr. Zackarina. Jenny Ho, good night and big balls. Thank you.
Bye.